How do video games tell a story? You might think of this. Or maybe this. But how about we look for alternative ways to tell a story? I think we can learn a lot from certain old games that, despite all their limitations, told engaging stories and set the groundwork for modern gaming. Without stereotypical decision trees, novel-length text passages, or acted-out cutscenes, video games can tell engaging stories that the player is actively shaping. In this video, I want to demonstrate that with the 1993 strategy classic Master of Orion. I'll retell one particular round of the game that we played on stream together, not only to show off this great game, but also to look behind the complicated HUD and 80-page manual to expose its great storytelling potential. For this game, I'm playing the robot race, the Mechla. I mean, the reasons should be obvious, right? The Mechla special trait allows them to build up twice as many factories on a planet than other races, effectively doubling their production, but also taking more time to get the economy going, while also polluting their planets heavily. Also, they can research computer technology really fast. We choose the standard settings of the game, medium galaxy, 5 AI, and set the AI to the most difficult setting, impossible. So really quickly for the backstory of this game. The different races of the universe have started to discover interplanetary expansion. Now they are all competing over who gets to rule over the galaxy. The mysterious planet of Orion was the home to the Masters of the Universe, and ruling the galaxy would mean returning there as the new overlord. Our empire starts off in the northeastern corner of the map. We seem to be pretty alone in our corner, which we can guess by looking at the yellow stars, the only stars where a fraction is able to spawn. Avoiding early war will really help us build up our economy, which again is pretty slow with the Mechla, because we have to build way more factories than the other races first. The other fractions in this game are the humans, who are diplomacy focused, the Sakra, who expand fast and grow population quickly, the Alkari, who have good space combat, the Darlok, who focus on spying, and the Cylons, who are research focused. We start by scouting our nearby planets and finding a system for a second colony as fast as possible. We find a decent planet near our home Betzdorf and set up our new colony. Geistfight is a pretty small planet with only 45 maximum population, but at least we got something habitable. Further scouting reveals two amazing planets near our homeworld, a 100 population planet and a 110 population planet that is also fertile. Oh my god, no way, it's a 110 planet and it's fertile. Oh, we're cooking here, oh my god. Since 120 is the maximum starting size for a planet, these two are great and will make a strong core for our empire. The outer planets of our lonely corner are not so great though. We scan a small barren and toxic planet, both environments that are not habitable in the early game. However, there are two bigger, but ultra-poor planets. Those will at least make us stronger in population, but they're basically useless for production, since they will be building up factories so slowly, they're just gonna do it for the rest of time. I mean, isn't that a sad thought? Building up your economy, working hard for it, for the rest of time, with no end in sight and no final goal. We also have our first small encounter with an Alkari scout, so we know they are not far off, probably on one of those stars. After building roughly half the factories that we can potentially have on Betzdorf, we manufacture 2 colony ships to create our core world triangle. Now that we have built up a sizable economy, we can start investing into our scientists and research some new technologies. This game has a special mechanic where the player doesn't know their actual tech tree. Some technologies will randomly not show up, which means it's always surprising to see which techs we can research in this game. We choose cheaper factories instead of waste cleanup, because prioritizing the growth of the economy over sustainability was never a mistake, right? control barren planets, which opens up the one barren planet we scouted, and increase the range of our ships to 4. Even though we have started to expand, we still haven't met any of the other races. We continue our scouting of nearby star systems and we find toxic, but rich planets. While small, the ultra-rich bonus is excellent to produce ships and build up a fleet on these systems. Control toxic technology is still far away though, so we have to make sure that another race, let's say just hypothetically, one that is aggressively expanding their territory right in the second, can't get to the planet first. In unrelated news, the Sakra are the first race to control 6 planets. Our empire also expands as we start a colony on the ultra-poor planet, which will at least be good to grow population for more votes in the election. Also, it stretches the borders of our territory further, giving us more range for our ships and contact to the other factions. Still, no sign of anyone though, we seem to be very cut off here. An AI, even though we have this planet now. We're so alone in our corner. Some Alkari fighters are spotted, however they don't seem to do anything to us. Come on, please somebody talk to me. Please. At least we have improved Robotic Controls 3 in our tech tree that allows us to build even more factories and increase our production. Alright. Ooh, that's sick. We get improved Robotic Controls 3 immediately. A Sakra colony is spotted in our territory, trying to take the uninhabitable star system, and we are asking ourselves how they've gotten here so far away from their home planet. Okay, so they're moving. They might try to go here. Why would they go? What? Okay, I have no idea what they're doing. Let's see what they're doing. There's still no contact, so they cannot be close, right? The Cylons appear on our scanners as well, but they are also too far away to contact. And I think we also got the Cylons. So there's a party going on, like in this part of the galaxy, which I guess I'm not invited to. I'm just the weird robot standing in the corner of the party. Just building up my insane amount of factories. The first galactic election is held, but how can anybody vote for us if they don't know who we are? So, for every election, the 2 races with the biggest populations are nominated, and if someone gets 2/3 of the votes, they win and take control of the galaxy. The more population you have, the more votes you get. So it's surprising that the humans have 5 votes just like us. That means they are doing pretty well for themselves. The Cylons and Darlock on the other hand seem to struggle though. In the end, it's 5 votes for us and 11 votes for the Sakra. And we actually came pretty close to losing here because everyone is a lizard bootlicker. If the humans also had voted for the Sakra, they would have won the election and thus also the game. Not being able to influence the diplomatic relations of this galaxy is really hurting us and almost lost us the election. So we abstain our vote and continue on, hopefully coming in contact with another race soon. As the Sakra take a planet close to us, we finally come into contact with them. They immediately make racist remarks against us, and as we look at the updated map, we can see their full power on display. So that's fine, let's see. Okay, so now, oh my, no, Jesus, what is that? Oh my god, okay. So the orange flags are the Sakra planets, and they basically span the entire galaxy. That's not great for us. Their erratic personality makes them very unpredictable, which means we need to watch our back the entire time. We still talk to their diplomat and see if they are up to share our technologic knowledge with each other. They have controlled toxic, which means the 2 toxic rich planets are at risk of being taken by them. Getting this would open up the opportunity for us to expand to these planets and take them away from the Sakra. They are asking for a higher price though. They probably want Robotic Controls 3, if I had to guess. This is hard. I don't really want to give them Controlled Robotics 3. Let's do it. This might be a mistake because they might spin out of control, like snowball out of control for that, because Improved Robotics Controls 3, that's a very strong technology, especially if they control like half of the galaxy already. So I think I'm gonna do that and hope that this does not lose me the game. So a risky trade that might have just given them everything they need to become the strongest economy in the galaxy. We also meet the bird people Alkari, who seem much nicer. We agree to a trade deal which weakens our economy at first, but will strengthen it over time and improve our relations with them. We have so many factories, they are really starting to pollute our planets heavily, and the investment costs are really high just to keep them clean. Technology to reduce our emissions could really help out our economy, because we could spend that production on other things than just the cleanup. And then, surprisingly, the bird aliens, yeah, they're cool. Ooh, alright, so a wealthy merchant decides to give us a big donation, which we immediately use to build the 2 toxic colony ships that we need to control the 2 resource-rich planets. So thanks to billionaire funding, we can colonize rich planets, thus making us even richer in return. I'm sure the wealth will trickle down to the ultra-poor planets and will not just make the merchant even richer. Let's also build some armed ships, just in case we have to fight the Sakra for these planets. The non-aggression pact that we sign with the birds will be the beginning of our anti-Sakra coalition. Basically, the Sakra can only be defeated if everyone is on the same side against them. They are still pretty liked by the other factions and are in 2 alliances, which we want to break up. Stirring up drama against them will be the goal of our diplomatic efforts. The humans are contacting us for that matter, and we get them to declare war on the lizard people. That will ensure that we get their votes in the election and the Sakra can't win. At the same time, the Akari are tempting us with a deal to give them a technology so they declare war on the Sakra. You might call it bribe and corrupt, but I call it an incentive. Now, with the Akari and humans at war with the Sakra, the elections are at the very least deadlocked, and this might weaken the strong lizard fleet and economy. Our anti-Sakra coalition is formed, and the plan starts to take shape. We colonized the ultra-rich toxic planet Weidenau in the meantime, and shortly after that arrive at the rich toxic planet Hilchenbach at the same time as the Sakra, who luckily didn't send an armed convoy for their ship, and thus have to retreat from the planet. So we got 2 great planets, and their rich bonuses are amazing for expanding our production. One of them is very close to Sakra and Alkari territory though, so we always have to watch out for a surprise attack. Just before the second election, the Sakra and Cylon also start a war with each other, which means we also get the Cylon vote and actually give us a chance at an early win. So, the second election happened. And I messed up the stream and accidentally didn't show it, but we got all the votes except the Sakra and 1 vote from the Dalek. I guess they're still sucking up to the Sakra. You could say they're the swing vote now, and we need to tie them into our anti-Sakra coalition once we have contact with them. On the bright side, the result also means that the Sakra haven't got a big enough population to block the election. That means having so many votes that even if everyone votes against you, it's not enough for a 2/3 majority. So we still have a chance to win without going to war with them. However, if they grow their population on their many planets further, this could lead to a difficult position for us, even if everyone is in a conflict with them. We are continuing to build trust with our allies and sign a non-aggression pact with the birds, while at the same time declining the Sacra's attempts at a friendship. While we are not at war with them yet, the time will probably come soon and we start to prepare for the scenario, hopefully without them noticing. With the colonization of Willensdorf, the terrible last planet in our corner, we end our first session of this game. We leave with a strong economy and good diplomatic ties, however the Sacra threat could snowball out of control very quickly. The second session starts with a plan to win the next election in a peaceful manner. I am developing soil enrichment, and soil enrichment will give us a nice boost in population. So what we can try to do is try to rush this technology, get that population boost, and just maybe we can win on the next election. Yeah, but since the Sacra are not attacking us for now, if we want to take over some of the Sacra. Oh! Yep, this is okay. You know what I've just said about the plan to get soil enrichment first and then see if we can maybe get a democratic win. Well, nope, we're gonna build missile bases. We need defense now on like every planet. Yeah, declaring war is really rude, especially I haven't done it. I mean, I've been talking about declaring war on them forever, but I didn't do anything, right? The insane Mechla robotics powered production is full on display, building tons of missile bases extremely quickly. Our anti-Sacra coalition is also now complete, with everyone being at war with the lizard people. Our main allies are the humans and Alkari, with their strong fleets and big populations, while the Cylons and Darloks struggle to stay relevant in this galaxy. I get you could say like one vote, just as I said last time, right? With the Darlok vote, I would have won the game, right? So even one vote can sometimes be like the deciding vote. The first action of war against the Sacra is scouting out their planet closest to us. Okay, so alright, oh, this is my scout, okay. They have nothing here. They have no bases. I can just easily take this planet. So we gather up our fleet and prepare for an all-out attack. In addition to that attack, we are deploying our spies and see if we can steal some of their technology. They are effective really quickly, and we managed to steal ion rifles from them. Ooh, that's really good, which will help us enormously with our ground attack on the planet. The Cold War fought with spies is now full in effect, with Sacra sabotaging our missile bases and destroying some of them. When we finally make contact with the big-brained Cylons, we can see their small territory, and sadly there seems to be some infighting in our anti-Sacra coalition, because the Alkari take over one of the Cylon planets, which immediately breaks up our contact to them again. My contact has been broken? What? Oh, okay, so yeah, the Cylons lost this planet, which means they're out of range again. So our contact has been broken again, damn it. This infighting is tolerable though, as long as everybody accepts me as the compromise candidate. The Sacra are turning on the heat in this conflict. However, their aggression with a tiny fleet is so embarrassing that we can easily scare them away. Our invasion of Ra starts at the same time, and the fleet takes control of the orbit space, which will allow the troop transports to land safely. Our enemies have the stronger ground combat technology, so we will chip away slowly at their population. It will take a few years, but they make no effort to defend their planet, so there is no rush. We're also trying to scout out some of the other Sacra planets to see if they are also not well defended, and while their defenses aren't strong, we don't have the capacity to fight on multiple fronts and split up our fleet. Come on. Yeah, alright. Finally, the fighting comes to an end and we take over Ra. It's another ultra-poor planet, which means it will not contribute much to our economy. However, it's still worth it to have, just to take some of Sacra population away and grow ours, so they can't block the elections. Our soldiers also managed to steal some of their technology on Ra, with Deflector Shield 6 being a very nice upgrade for us. With that, the Sacra have lost their strong position in the galaxy. Looking at the map really shows how they lost their battles on multiple fronts. They are not even first in population anymore, they are now on par with the humans. Ooh, okay, oh shit, okay. Well, the Sacra are losing wars on like every front, I feel like. And now they won't even be nominated in the next council. This changes up the dynamic of the galaxy and make us readjust our strategy. Luckily, the normally beloved humans are also unpopular in this galaxy, so hopefully they won't take a lot of votes from us. It took long enough to convince everybody to fight the Sacra. It would take a lot of rearranging to channel this into a war against the humans. The Sacra catch us off guard in our conflict and manage to destroy the defense on our rich planet. Though there might be also a bug, because it didn't count any shields on there, even though I definitely built shields. However, they are offering us a peace treaty, which we will accept to save our planet from further attacks. The treaty will give us some time to build up a bigger fleet, because the Sacra still have some very easy targets to take over. For the time being, we play nice though, so we can have their votes in case we are up against the humans in the next election. Our economy is by far the strongest in the galaxy at this point. We are able to build huge warships, and we are #1 in population and in production. There is a good chance that we can win in the next election, so we prepare everything for it. The scheming continues, and we make sure the humans and Sacra are at war with each other to ensure their vote for me. Ooh, okay. Oh, good thing I looked this up, because they're not at war with the Sacra right now. At this point, everybody hates each other, except me. So, with me being the only compromise everybody can agree on, the election is starting. So, election time. Okay, so we're up against the humans. Okay, so we got 32 votes. Yeah, humans vote for themselves, they have 8 votes. Okay, so the Dalek vote for me. That means they're at war with the humans. That's really good. Yeah, the Sacra vote for me because we told the humans to declare war on them, so that's why they vote for me. Alkari vote for me. Cylon should also vote for me. Yep. So, that's it. We did it. Let's see how many votes we have. We have 10. Yeah, we can just vote for ourselves here, and then we can win the game. And then you can see what happens if we win the game. In the year 240-49, the Council has chosen Prot0 of the Mechlas to be the High Master of the New Republic. Yay, that's me! And I mean, even though the humans didn't vote for us, we're also good with the humans. So, it's like, I mean, pretty sure we have like the whole galaxy on our side here to run this New Republic. And just as expected, everybody hates the humans so much that they vote for me out of spite. Which makes me the democratically elected leader of the universe. Escorted by Honor Guard, High Master Prot0 returns to Orion, throne world of the ancients. Oh yeah, I haven't even talked about Orion. It's Orion. The Galactic Imperium has been reformed. Also very 90s CGI animation, I love it. This was supposed to be a fun demonstration how a kind of narrative can form around a game that doesn't tell a story in a traditional way. Hopefully now you have an idea of how the decisions that the player makes shape a playthrough of this game and create a compelling story along the way. However, AI behavior and random events definitely play an important role in how the player approaches this game. So I want to go one step further in a second part to this video. I want to look at the ways that the game influences and nudges the player in certain directions to make them reflect on how they are playing politics, war, and how they are ruling their own empire. And that's the way it is.